There are basically 5 values that we think are important that kids can learn through participation in sport. Each of these not only apply to kids in sport, but can also be used as life lessons that they will use and take with them into the real world once their sport experience is finished. Let me start with one that I think is the most obvious, and that is the physical development of your children through sport participation. It is clear that kids are going to learn a lot about specific sport and those movements, but they're also going to gain strength, coordination, basic fundamental skills such as running, jumping, throwing, kicking, hopping, balance. An additional value of sport participation is the social development that can occur. Sports is going to provide lots of opportunities for your child to make new friends, to develop those friendships into meaningful relationships, to share playing time, balls, opportunities to learn from coaches, and to have a sense of loyalty or sense of commitment to others that is critical in teamwork that is going to be required in sport and in life. Moral development follows closely on social development because it is an opportunity to learn what is right from what is wrong in the sports world. We have many rules that govern our behavior in sport, but there are also lots of opportunities in sport for us to discuss whether it was right for you to retaliate against the opponent who tripped you and it wasn't called by the official, or for you to go and shove someone who keeps getting in your way and frustrating you no end in terms of the skill that you are trying to accomplish. We also want our kids to learn respect, and I think this is a key component to life. We have to learn to respect others, the opponents, the referees, our teammates, officials of the game, and that becomes an ongoing opportunity through all the years that they will be in sport. And it's hoped that parents will take that opportunity to discuss what is right and wrong and how to cope with those things that they believe are wrong, so that it becomes a meaningful and positive development of their moral skills. Emotional development is another critical piece. We all have experienced the frustration, the sadness that occurs when I really wanted that win and we lost. When I wanted to have a chance to start on this team and I didn't get that chance, or at least I didn't think I was given the chance or would ever get a chance to do this. What we're hoping you understand is that part of growing up is learning to accept the things that we do well, but also understanding that there's going to be times when we aren't the best, when we don't do things as well as we would like. And at those times then, we have to again have some way to cope with those disappointing experiences and make it into a positive. It has been said many, many times that we learn more from failure than we learn from success. And that emotion that accompanies failure is just as important for us to learn how to manage as it is to enjoy and experience the success and the enjoyment that comes from that. The psychological development includes things as developing a positive self-esteem. How can we get kids to feel good about themselves? How can we get them to understand that they are worthy individuals and that they should love themselves for their strengths, but also understand they have weaknesses and they're going to work on those and get better, which will only enhance that self-esteem. But we don't want it to become arrogance. We don't want them to get so filled with themselves that they forget that they don't have any more value than the person next to them on their team. Self-esteem, important sense of who I am, what's my identity. Self-confidence is another major psychological component that is developed and challenged many times in our sport experiences. We look at self-confidence, which is the belief in our ability to do a task, as something that is central to our success in sport. As we think about self-confidence, we know that it comes from past success, from imagery of being successful in certain situations, of having some good self-talk that encourages us to continue to work on that skill that we're struggling with. All of this leads further then into our perceptions of our ability. And this is a critical one. This develops at around the age of 12 in most kids. And as they get to that age, it is critical that they begin to say, I see why that person is playing more than I am, or why that individual is starting and I'm not. They're better than I am. That doesn't mean I can't get better. That doesn't mean I won't work hard to get better, and that when I get my opportunity, I will give it my very best. What we don't want our children to do is to come away from their sport experiencing, I'm no good at sports, I'm no good at soccer, I'm no good at doing physical things, therefore I will play video games the rest of my life because that's the only thing I'm good at right now. We need kids to be active, we need them to develop that as a lifelong habit. Values are developed and learned only, however, if they are taught and reinforced by adults. You as a parent, your coaches are critical role players in how children develop these values that can be gleaned from sport. Above all else, our kids will learn the most if they are having fun. So promote that in talking with your kids about the values of participation in soccer. Thank you.